Welcome back. I'm Pratap Singh. Joining us on NewsX. Our big focus this hour as Prime Minister Modi and President Trump meet in France. The US-India trade agreement is in its last mile, with negotiations expected to conclude within weeks. India is keen to diversify its energy basket, with US supplies of oil and gas forming a key pillar of a proposed long-term partnership. Officials indicate that energy security will feature prominently. Hello and welcome. You're watching Deep Dive. I'm Pratap Singh. Focus on tariff reductions, market access, agriculture, manufacturing. One of the most important economic developments being negotiated is the India-US trade deal. While the final agreement has not yet been formally concluded, negotiations are in their final stages, and officials from both countries have indicated that a first phase agreement could be completed soon. Recent talks have focused on tariff reductions, market access, agriculture, manufacturing, digital trade, and strategic supply chains. So what is this deal likely to contain? And why does it matter not just for India and the US, but also for global trade? Well, let's break it down. First, the big picture. The India-US trade relationship is already one of the fastest growing economic partnerships in the world. Both governments have set ambitious goals to expand bilateral trade significantly over the coming years. The current negotiations are aimed at creating a framework that lowers trade barriers, increases market access, and strengthens economic cooperation. For India, the objective is clear: gain better access to the world's largest consumer market. For the United States, the goal is to secure greater access to India's rapidly expanding market of 1.4 billion people while diversifying supply chains away from excessive dependence on China. The US President Donald Trump PM-Modi meeting occurs as bilateral trade, already worth nearly $220 billion, aims for ambitious growth targets. Earlier frameworks agreements have laid the groundwork for tariff reductions and greater market access in sectors from agriculture to technology. The Modi-Trump meeting is seen as an opportunity to reset ties strained by tariffs and other issues. Progress on trade could also unlock billions in investment and stabilize supply chains, while energy cooperation aligns with both nations' strategic interests. U.S. Trade Representative Jamieson Greer will be visiting New Delhi on the 22nd of June and hold 2 days of talks with Commerce and Industry Minister Piyush Goyal on the 23rd and 24th of June to advance the India-US interim trade agreement. Commerce Secretary Rajesh Agarwal confirmed on Monday that the Commerce Secretary said discussions were expected to focus on giving final touches to the framework deal negotiated during recent delegation-level talks and on the broader bilateral trade agreement under discussion between both sides. The Greer visit comes roughly 3 weeks after the previous round, when a U.S. team headed by Chief Negotiator Brendan Lynch held discussions with Indian counterparts in New Delhi from the 2nd to the 4th of June. Goyal said that on the 5th of June, both sides were moving towards closing the open ends of the interim agreement and expected to execute the first phase of the BTA by mid-July. The July 24 deadline is looming over these talks. The U.S. currently charges all trading partners a uniform 10% tariff, a rate President Trump announced on February 24th after the U.S. Supreme Court struck down his broader reciprocal tariff structure on the 20th of February. That structure, imposed under the 1977 International Emergency Economic Powers Act, had charged India 50%. The 10% regime runs for 150 days and expires on the 24th of July. The original February 7th joint framework had India receiving a specific tariff advantage. The U.S. would cut duties on Indian goods from 50% to 18% and separately remove the 25% surcharge levied for India's purchase of Russian oil. The court's intervention collapsed that structure. With every U.S. trading partner now at 10%, the advantage India held over regional competitors Sri Lanka, Pakistan and Bangladesh has narrowed considerably, and both sides have said the framework requires recalibration. The February agreement also includes a clause that allows either country to modify its commitments if the other side changes its tariff position, a provision that now carries direct relevance. Under the framework, as agreed, India had proposed eliminating or reducing tariffs on U.S. industrial goods and a range of agricultural products, including dried distillers' grains, red sorghum, tree nuts, fresh and processed fruit, soybean oil, wine and spirits,